Hello, happy citizens. This is Expressman with a long overdue update on the Spacemouse. I'm going to talk about what it's been like to use it for the last 8 months and show you some details of my current setup and how I use it. Now, I want to get this out of the way before people run to snap judgments, but neither myself nor Shadow Brokers condones piracy. We condemn piracy in all of its forms and would never be caught conducting in that kind of activity. So if you were rushing to a snap conclusion, I just want to say that maybe you're a little bit superficial and shallow. So let's get to it. So first of all, I want to apologize for not cranking out a setup video sooner. I actually recorded several versions of it and didn't like any of them. So I will be producing a setup video soon. I sound like CIG when I say that word. But what I'm going to do is just show you how to achieve the setup I have and let you figure out your particular preferences on your own and with the help of YouTube. So with that, let me introduce you to my little friends. We have the Logitech, the Spacemouse over here, and the throttle, that's the Logitech X56, I believe, over here. I do have the joystick, however, I haven't even plugged it in one single time, because I haven't felt any need to, even out of curiosity. So I am pretty happy with this setup. That's imperfect for sure, this throttle in particular, and you can see it wiggles a little bit. But these two things together is how I play Star Citizen all the time, and I've been enjoying it, and by now it's really become second nature to use them. So it's fun that I can grab this Spacemouse and I don't even think about it. I just go. I've also simplified it. Before I had three sort of dynamic profiles for this. Right now I'm using one profile. I may build out a second specifically for ground vehicles, but at the moment I've just simplified my life by using one curves profile in my joystick gremlin. So let's get into the verse and I'll show you how I run these two things. Alright, so we pulled the tally out into the bay here, and I'm going to say it before you guys do. I know the frames and performance is garbaggio. However, keep in mind I am running 3 cameras right now in addition to capturing this, so my poor tower doesn't know what's hitting it right now. When I do normal movement, that is typically mouse and keyboard, I reserve the Spacemouse strictly for steering ships. I am trying to move more and more keys over to my throttle, but I keep forgetting which ones are which. I need to make a map. Now, two things real quick. One, this setup is insane. I'm reaching around two cameras. Second of all, I do have a stream deck that I have configured myself for Star Citizen, so I have a bunch of keys mapped to that also. So you don't see it, but I actually have a rolled up scarf that I rest my arm on that gives me support for both this mouse as well as when I'm over here on the Spacemouse, so that my hand can kind of hover instead of resting on it, because you really need it to be able to, your hand to be floating to move in any direction. What's going on here? So fun fact, when hid hide is on and joystick gremlin is off, you're not going to get any inputs. So this is me lifting straight up with the Spacemouse. Lifting straight up. Pull in the landing gear. Some harsh lighting situation right there. And then, yeah, let's just go inside, and I have mapped the speed limiter to my thumb rocker. So I can just point in a direction, push the throttle up to full, and that will throttle up to the speed limiter. So 100% throttle and 0% throttle are between 0 and the speed limiter. You can set it differently, but I like it like this. It's a little weird because, you know, what half throttle means, for example, can change, but it gives me quite a bit more control. Let's go get a different ship so I can show you some actual combat happening in this. Alright, we're jumping into a pirate swarm with Arena Commander. I just realized that one of my important bindings might be messed up, so this could be fun. But I added the, let's point in the right direction, my V-joy outputs, so you can get a little better sense. Since I know it's subtle in both hands, you can get a little more sense of what my inputs are. There is a side button on either side of this thing. I don't actually use them. It messes me up. Who's where here? There we go. Yeah, my targeting demapped. That's not fun. Come on. I didn't do that. Didn't do that well. I gotta get focused here. I'm thinking a lot about other things. Alright, I gotta crank up the speed here. See, I can press down. Come on. Back off the speed. There we go. That took a little too long. Put some power to shields here. Where's our next contestant? Oh, just flew right below us. Back off the speed again. There we go. Select him the hard way. See, I could press down and over. I'm like sliding and crabbing downward. Come on. Charge these guys. Where'd he go?
Okay. Shields hit. Okay.
Come on. Yeah. I'll just sit in front of you until you kill me. Feeling really elite here. And dangerous. Alright, this is probably going to be a disaster. But let's see how this goes. Why is it not taking my input? Oh, there we go. Where are we going? Oh, cool.
Checkpoint.
Okay. Actually, for me, that wasn't the worst lap. For me. Let's see if we can get a little better. There we go. The gray out means you're doing it right. All right, a clean lap, finally. Man, I'll take that. So I actually felt really good about that lap, but I'm not much of a racer, as you can see. So quick note on my throttle. Basically, I have it configured right now so that side button is target selection. I want to make this toggle for coupled mode. I'm having trouble actually setting that up. This roller, as I said, is for speed limiter. I've got Fire 1 and Fire 2 on the front. Also, my ring finger over here has an up-down. Up is for chaff, down is for flare deployment. And then basically I just run the other switches. I probably should do like camera control with one of these, but I just run, you know, ship systems, on-off VTOL, that kind of thing with the physical switches. I haven't decided what to do with the two tuning knobs yet, and I don't remember what I do with this outside rocker either, which you can't see. But I like it. I've had some issues with this spring. It's adjustable, but that broke in the first 5 minutes of adjusting it, so I need to take it apart and check it out. So it's a little bit stiff, which honestly on the bigger aircraft I'm okay with stiff. It helps communicate the large, you know, the mass of the ship. But like with that racing scenario that I just did, I would have liked it to be a little looser. Of course, I need to get it so it doesn't wobble. I might 3D print a bracket for the Spacemouse 2. It doesn't move very much on my giant mouse pad, but it does a little. But it has an incredible amount of weight to it. It's insanely heavy. So, yeah, I like it. I just fly ships. I don't know what else to say. So I set my throttle. My throttle doesn't have a middle, like a middle detent. So I can't be like forward, backward, which is only a little annoying for flying vehicles, but super annoying for ground vehicles. So that's where the I sort of have to combine it with the 3D mouse. But I don't like forward throttle with the 3D mouse because you're like keeping sort of maximum tension on it all the time, which is A, fatiguing, B, it makes it scoot, and C, it's easy to not actually be putting maximum forward tension on it all the time. So throttle's a great combination. I'm super glad I got it. I like it. I don't foresee changing my setup. I mean, one of these days I might add Toby for face tracking, but I like this setup the way it is. I am working on a technical video that will show you how I set up the curves for this bad boy, as well as a few important bindings. But I do firmly believe that Joystick Gremlin is the solution to making this work. I disable all of the stock software I can for this thing and control as much as I can through Joystick Gremlin. Much more reliable. And I can do velocity curves, which actually gets the controls to a much more comfortable place. So 8 months in, I'm super happy with it. I'm going to keep going with it. And really most of my experimentation now is just making this throttle work exactly how I want it to work. So thank you for stopping by, and I will keep you updated on the adventures of using a Spacemouse in Star Citizen. But I definitely have not changed my mind on it since I got it.